folks, thanks for checking out the lesson here for In Tall Buildings, a beautiful and wonderful John Hartford tune, one of my favorite amongst many of his songs that he's written. But yeah, as you saw and heard there in this arrangement, this lesson, it's going to be rather straight ahead, kind of beginner, advanced beginner level here. Again, playing that melody, rather simple, a lot of quarter notes, a little bit of syncopation for sure. But, again, we're just searching for playing with some nice touch, with some feeling, and to really make this simple arrangement come alive. I'm going to cover everything note for note here for both the verse and the chorus. I'll also be covering the rhythm as well, because there's some really cool walk down stuff. Okay, so I'm going to be covering all of that in a rhythm lesson as well. Just talk about my pattern, my strumming pattern, and the chord changes as well, because there's a couple different ways you can do some of these chord inversions, if you will. So all-encompassing lesson for In Tall Buildings. If you want to access the full-length lesson, download the sheet music, tablature, audio backing tracks, click the link in the description below. All right, let's dive in. All right, so put the first 5 measures up on the screen, and I'll play them and then break them on down. Of course, we are in the 3/4 time signature, so 3 beats to the measure. Here's what it sounds like. 1, 2. 2. I went on just a bit there. And so as you can see, and perhaps if you watch the preview here, this is going to be a rather simple, straightforward melody arrangement here. It's going to be work on playing it nicely and with some touch and some feeling to make it kind of come alive, because again, it's rather simple, and I'm just trying to follow the melody as close as I could to how John sang the tune, although it is tricky to get all his inflections in his vocal. But so yes, keep that in mind. It's very simple, so you got to play with more feeling and touch here. So that first measure, we've got to pick up there on beat 3, open string twice, right? 2 8th notes there. And then measure 2, play the open D again, quarter note there. Gonna slide to the 4th fret on the D. See, there's a little grace note slide there, a 3/4 slide. And then I gotta shoot up to the 2nd or 3rd fret of the B string. Okay, and then 2 8th notes there. One day my baby. There's where the open melody sits. So I'm thinking too, out of this D shape, you've seen this probably a handful of times on my site. Okay, I'm working out of that area, that shape right here for a lot of this arrangement. Whoop. Okay, cleaner. Measure 3, 4 on the G, 2 on the G. And there's a tie in here, right? Ties over to beat 2 for a full count. So 1 and 2. Then 2 8th notes on the low string again. Or I'm sorry, the D string, open D. And then measure 4, it's D. On the 4th fret of the D. 2 on the G. Twice. 1, 2, 3, and then measure 5. We land on the 4th of the D again. We're going to be landing on this F sharp note a lot. A lot of the melody sits in here. And there's a circle around it with the stem, meaning it gets 2 counts, okay? Half note. So we're not going to be doing any strumming necessarily in there. But you need to keep that right hand going. You have to have some fluidity, right? Just because it's a half note, you can't keep your body still, your right hand. You want to keep the right hand going. And I'm even giving a little vibrato, a little wiggle in there, if you will, to, again, make it the tone a little fatter, wider, because it's such a simple thing. And I might slide into it again. And then open D a couple more times, and then it'll go on. So again, rather simple, I know, but it's how you play it with the recording, with the feeling that will bring it to life. Let me play all 5 of those in context. So 1, 2. I played a quarter note in there instead of an eighth note in measure 4, but you get the idea. 2, going on. And it kind of repeats itself, the phrasing, these first 8 bars somewhat kind of repeat themselves in the next 8 bars. So the arrangement is very similar going forward, you know, measures 9 through 17 are very similar to the first 8, 9 measures. So measure 6, we go to the G, but the melody note here is on the E note, so kind of getting a G6 sound, if you will. That's what he's singing here, E note, quarter note, and then a dotted quarter note. So a dotted quarter note gets 1.5 counts. Notice there's an 8th note left in the measure. So 1, 2, 3, and I played the wrong note, but I played the right rhythm. So 1, 2, 3, and then going on back to that note. Then 2 on the G, then 2 8th notes there. Then 4 on the D, then open D, then open D, 2 on the A, and there's 8 notes there, 3, and measure 9, we land on the open A7 chord. I'm going to strum 1, just down that A7. And then here's the pickup kind of into the second half of this verse, if you will, or A part. That's the same as the beginning of the piece, right? So those 5 measures, 2, 3. Then going on here. Bit there, but much of this is the same that we've already covered, so I'll just kind of walk over it quickly here. But we were here, 3rd fret of the B, so measure 11, 4th fret of the G now. 2, tie it over, then 2 8th notes on the open D, going on, open D, 4th fret, 2 8th notes on the G string, 2nd fret, back to 4 on the D, half note there, 2 counts. Open D a couple times, 2 on the D, again. This part's slightly different right here over the A chord here. 1 and 2, 3 and. So I'm kind of barring in the first with the first finger in the 2nd fret. And it's tied over just a bit there. 1 and 2, 3 and then. Measure 16, sliding from 4 to 2 on the D, grace note slide there, open D. Okay, so that's the verse part, and really the melody is very similar verse in the chorus, and I would almost argue they're not exactly the same, although there's some slight differences, and if you just watch him sing it, he kind of does things, you know, he'll do the melody slightly different each time through, of course, being really nuanced and artistic that he is. But it is the same, but I've written it up the fretboard, right? So we're going to move in this and work in this nice, sweet portion of the fretboard for the chorus part. All right, so I'm going to play through, just for you right here, play through these first 15, 16 bars. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 2. 3. slide down there is quick. Might be a little tricky, but all right. So that's the first half of the arrangement. Again, if you want to access the full-length version, download the tabs, the multi-speed backing tracks. I will also cover the rhythm in this lesson as well, because it's really fun one to play rhythm to. So if you would like to access all of that, click the link in the description below.